Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to witness some scenes from the next attraction to play this theater. This picture, truly one of the most unusual ever filmed, contains scenes which under no circumstances should be viewed by anyone with a heart condition or anyone who is easily upset. We urgently recommend that if you are such a person or the parent of a young or impressionable child now in attendance, that you and the child leave the auditorium for the next 90 seconds.
Why, hello there, friends. You found another episode of the Video Nasty Project. We'll go a little mad from time to time, some a little more mad than others, like the ant in tonight's movie, Night Warning, a.k.a. Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker. Roll the trailer.
So shocking, so terrifying, so powerful. Night Warning has been named Best Horror Film of the Year by the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror. Billy and Julie, young, innocent, in love. It was all a mistake. They didn't go looking for trouble. They were just too curious. Without knowing, they've uncovered a deadly secret. By accident, they've stumbled onto a grisly murder. Now, they know too much to live. A chilling tale of a young boy and girl, innocent victims, now targets of a frenzied obsession with murder. See the award-winning Night Warning.
And welcome back. We just got done seeing Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker, a.k.a. just Nightmare Maker, a.k.a. the thing's got like a dozen titles.
Not quite, but yeah.
It's
one of those.
It's got many, many, many titles. And it's essentially, okay, correct me if I'm wrong here, it's very much a low-budget version of Whatever Happened to Baby Jane or Mommy Dearest.
I could agree with you there.
I wouldn't say low budget.
Lower budget.
Moderate budget.
Moderate. There's some money in this film. A lot of the actors that are in this film were not cheap actors. And that might be where the money went.
Yeah, every single actor in this did a great performance.
Okay, let me re-amend my statement then. A sleazier version of Mommy Dearest or...
Okay, yeah, I would agree with you there.
It was a bit Greek mythology is what it was.
The movie opens with this young couple leaving a home. They're going on vacation, and their aunt is babysitting. He was like 3 or 4 year old kid. And they're like, bye-bye, bye-bye. And the kids are like, no, mommy, daddy, and I don't want to go. And you know instantly, straight away, that something sinister is going on because they cut to a freeze frame of the aunt. And just this sinister
She's got eyes. This look on her face. It's just... Yeah.
And then we cut to the couple driving down the road, and they're being all lovey-dovey, and all of a sudden, the brakes aren't working. What the fuck? The brakes aren't working, and all of a sudden they start swerving, and there's traffic coming both ways, and they're like, up on the side of the cliff, and oh my god, we're almost over the cliff, and they slam into a truck. And the dude just gets boom, just gets his head blown the fuck off by a log. Oh my god, that was such a savage.
It was.
And then the wife leans over, starts grabbing the wheel, and she's freaking the fuck out, and the car's dragging along, and all of a sudden it sails off the cliff, crashes into the ravine, and then the picture's floating downriver of the sun, and then the car blows up. I love the opening.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The opening was, I mean, it gets you with a little bit of violence, a little bit of action, and all of a sudden the wheels fall off the crazy train.
It sets the tone. It gives you immediately what you're to expect.
But you had issues with it.
I do have an issue with it. It's a well done sequence. I saw the last 15 minutes of the movie when I came home, and you were watching it for your initial review of it. And I saw the end of the movie, from the confrontation between Billy and his mom, and her stabbing and the calling of the cop. I saw it from
About the last 15 minutes.
About the last 15 minutes. So, and I was like, wow, this is really good. So when I sat down to watch the movie from the beginning, and I had my moment with the car sequence, my expectations of being set really high from what I saw the last 15 minutes of the movie, the ankles were clipped out from underneath and I fall face first into the ground, and I ended up watching the entire movie from that with this skepticism.
So your expectations were miscalibrated.
Yes. But, as you can see,
I like the flick.
I like the flick. I only had one little problem with the film. The beginning sequence really should have been edited differently. I think if it was edited a little tighter, and not so much of the look, they're gonna crash, but maybe not. Oh, they're gonna crash, but maybe not. Oh, they're gonna crash. He lost his head. That sequence is what kills it for me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that is perfectly understandable. There are other moments where they could have improved it through better editing.
Is there a sequence that really jumps out at you with that?
There's a sequence where Billy and his aunt are talking in the kitchen, and they're talking about what Billy wants to do for the future, and they have a lot of really long dialogue shots on both of them, whereas I think it would have been improved to do shot on one, shot on another.
Establishing shot, establishing shot.
Yeah, that would have been better, because it seemed very flat and static doing it the way that they did it in the film.
Very studio, not studio-like, because studio-like is usually a multi-camera shot, so they would a multi-camera setup. So they would bounce between our camera one, and then while camera one is shooting, they go, all right, camera two, I want you to get a close-up on Billy. All right, go to camera two. And then you have what you're talking about.
Yeah, they didn't do that.
The reason I think that the editing was a little weird, and like the movie felt very flat. It was very shot like a TV movie. And the reason for this was the director. The fellow was responsible for about, of the 150 I Live Lucy episodes, he did about 109.
Mm-hmm.
He did Beach Blank and Bingo. He did a whole bunch of Frankie and Annette movies. Not exactly known for their auteur style.
Mm-hmm.
He did all 7 seasons. He was executive producer on all 7 seasons of Bewitched.
Mm-hmm. He was a part of the husband-wife team that made that show what it was.
So it was very television-like because the fellow who directed it was very rooted in television.
Mm-hmm.
There were several instances where better editing would have improved the shots.
Anyway, so we completely went off the rails we flew off the cliff and the car exploded. So we pick up the story 14 or so years down the road, and little Billy has grown up from his little toddler to a man. And he is about to go off to college. He's about to start his own life. He's hooked up with the chick from the Newhart show as a girlfriend. And he goes to his aunt and says, I've got this scholarship offer. I think I'm going to be moving out here come next fall. And Auntie loses her fucking shit.
She does the flip-flop between normal and she's off her rocker really well.
Oh my God.
She's brilliant at it.
Not. This isn't bad that you didn't mention it, but the opening sequence when it cuts to modern day is he's asleep in bed, and she comes into his room, and she's it's so cute, and decides to be nosy and look in his wallet. She opens his wallet up. And, what's this?
It's a condom.
Condom. The look on her face. She goes through just being curious to, oh shit, she's psycho. She just looks at that condom and like, I'm gonna kill him. Puts the condom back in the wallet, closes it, put it down. Her face goes neutral again. She goes over, hovers over his sleeping form, and starts blowing in his ear. I'm like, oh.
She is crazy inappropriate throughout this entire movie.
Yeah.
Sexually towards... Okay, everybody says that this movie has an Oedipus complex to it. No. It's all about the incest. It's all top down from her to him incest.
Yeah.
There's bits where he's in bed and he's wearing just his boxers, and she's like stroking his chest or his arm. And
Imagine if Norma Bates and Pamela Voorhees got into the Brundle teleporter and were merged into this one fucking psycho woman.
That's actually surprisingly accurate.
But I wanted to touch upon that early point because it sets immediately, not just from the opening sequence where you see her holding him as an infant or a toddler and that holy crap psycho look that she gives the mother and father as they drive away, but then it switches to this where it's da-da-da, da. Like, oh crap.
So, we pick up with there's having television problems, and so Crazy Aunt says, hey, Billy, please stop on the way into town and get the TV repairman out here because he fucked up the job the last time he came out. This also establishes that Billy and the TV repairman guy, they've had a relationship. They're friends.
Yeah.
So the TV repairman comes out and starts fixing the television, and Crazy Aunt, she's all like, I need a man, and starts coming on to him.
Too strongly.
Way too strongly. Way too creepily.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she, she's like, oh, I need a man. He's like, fine, take care of me first, and I'll take care of you. And then she just freaks the fuck out and starts stabbing him. That's when Billy comes home from his trip into town and sees just as the act goes down. Holy shit, my aunt just killed the TV repair guy. And that's when we get our other main character of the piece. Detective Bo fucking Svenson from Walking Fucking Tall. Now, he comes in and he doesn't believe a word of the story because they go with the, oh my God, he tried to rape me and I had to defend myself, and both of them are backing each other up. And he's like, that's bullshit. And he does a little bit of digging, and it turns out that the coach, Billy's friend, is gay.
Mm-hmm.
And the TV repairman was his gay lover.
They were a couple of some sort, yes.
And Detective Svenson is a raging homophobe.
Oh, yeah, he is.
He's a dick in other ways, too, but his biggest dickery is that he hates gays.
He hates gays. He pretty much is all sorts of bigotry because he drags that one suspect, completely unrelated to the murder case, into his office and, points his gun at him. And it's a Mexican dude.
And he completely berates and humiliates the poor man.
And just scares the fuck out of him with his big old Beretta 45 or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Detective Svenson is an asshole and wildly inappropriate.
However, his acting performance was spot on great.
Oh, he was good.
It's
All the
Bo
way.
Svenson.
It's Bo fucking Svenson, man. I mean, in Walking Tall, I'm sorry, The Rock, I loves ya like any other jabroni, but Bo owns you for 2 and 3.
The detective, Carlson, has a partner. The partner is a lot more sensible and nicer. And he actually, while he doesn't completely believe Billy's story or the crazy aunt, he's willing to investigate more deeply and try and figure this stuff out instead of jumping to conclusions the way Carlson is.
Oh, he comes up with a couple of facts to say, hey man, I think we're going the wrong direction with this case and it's not Billy. And Detective Svenson's like, nah, fuck off, it's Billy.
He's not being a good detective. He's not listening to the evidence like his partner is.
And so the story pretty much goes, Detective Svenson is trying to figure out what the hell's going on. They're trying to keep Auntie and Billy out of jail. They're having issues with his girlfriend. And the aunt just gets more and more insane as the time goes on.
Yeah.
She starts drugging his milk. Oh, I here's the big basketball tournament. They're going to have a scout from state be here. I'm going to have a really good shot at getting on the team. And she's all like, drink this milk.
And in the middle of the game, he starts fading out and blows the game.
She gets to the point where she like cuts her hair off, and that's when she just flies around the bend.
She abducts the girlfriend. Meat tenderizes her in the head, knocks her out. We think she gets killed then, but she wakes up in the basement, finds that the crazy aunt has kept the corpse of her long ago lover in the basement with his head preserved in a jar for years.
Yeah. And while that's going on, Billy is snuck up into the attic.
Oh, yeah. And then it gets crazy because the aunt is really his mom, and the guy who died, who is currently in a mason jar down in the basement, is his dad, and the family tree just goes straight up.
Yeah.
And also, it gets revealed that crazy auntie cut the brake line for his foster parents' car, killing the people he thought were his mom and dad.
Yeah.
And another thing that's one of the things I take issue with is they never explain the relationship between crazy auntie and the two people who were taking care of Billy at the beginning of the movie. Is one of them her brother or sister? Her cousins? That's never explained. Now, I did put together a hypothesis that she is one of their siblings, but because she was single and got knocked up in a small town community.
Yeah.
Which is not bueno.
Which is not good. A childless married couple, who may or may not have been her relatives, decided to take the baby for themselves.
Yeah.
And it's far more acceptable for a childless married couple to pass off a baby as their own.
Yeah. She bumps them off, and she's allowed to raise her son.
Yep.
So shall we talk about the one thing I think the movie handles really, really well? That'd be the gay angle.
Yeah. That's
generally
good.
Outside of like Nightmare 2 and Sleepaway Camp, you generally don't get a lot of homosexual themes in a early 80s horror movie.
Especially one filmed in the United States, Americana, white bread.
Small town.
And, I mean, the coach loses his job, he retires.
Well, he is kind of threatened out of it by lynching by Detective Svenson.
Yeah. It's made public that the guy's gay.
Yeah. He gets forcibly outed.
Yeah.
And there isn't a community uprising, necessarily. It's just Svensson being a dick.
Pretty much everybody in the movie thinks that Detective Svenson is reprehensible, aside from the aunt who's just gone around the bend.
Yeah.
So, but I thought it was very brave of the movie to tackle gay themes head on in essentially a very male teenage fantasy genre.
Also, the other thing is that the two gay characters are presented as being perfectly ordinary people. They're not flaming. They're not wearing frilly shirts. They're not doing any of the basic stereotypes. These are just ordinary dudes living out their lives.
Exactly.
And I liked that. And the coach was really well done in the fact that I had to go back and rewind and go, oh, okay, I could see him being gay, but only after it was revealed to me. Before that point, I was like, well, I figured him for straight.
He's just a dude.
Yeah. And that was amazingly courageous of them, in my opinion.
So the question I have for you guys is, it doesn't actually ever address in the movie, is Billy gay? Do you think Billy is gay?
No.
He might be bi, but come on, he's plowing the girlfriend.
I'm going to go probably not, but the movie really does leave it up to the viewer.
Yeah.
You could read it either way.
Yeah.
Well, he also could be bi. Certainly possible.
And I think the important thing is, it actually doesn't matter what his sexual preference is, because he still has to deal with all this shit that is coming down on him because they think he's gay. Whether or not he is or not is completely irrelevant.
Mm-hmm. Well, also another thing to bear in mind is that when Detective Asshole confronts the girlfriend and asks her just straight out, how many times have you and Billy made love? And she's like, I'm not going to answer that. That's private stuff. You have no right to horn in on this.
Yeah.
And she calls him out on his bullshit, which is good on her. But, she sticks up for Billy. And she has absolutely no doubt in her mind that he's straight. Because they have been sleeping together.
She could be just his beard, though. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. It's really, really left unintentionally or intentionally vague.
Yeah.
Going back to that there is a novelization for it, and I went and looked. There's instances where you can find it used online in the $40 range, but I found that there were many instances where this is a $250, $300 book used. It's only 224. It's only 224 pages, and I say it's only 224 because there are a great many books that are well beyond 224 pages that people read, and 224 seems kind of tame. But apparently, a lot of the family stuff is in the book. Who is who and why? The characters are far better fleshed out, and apparently, there's a story element not left out of the movie, but it's got more depth. So you really see more of what's supposed to be happening. Because I was seriously considering finding the book.
But not for $300.
Not for $300.
Yeah, because they really don't do a very good job in the movie in explaining the part of the story that happens before the movie.
There are a couple of plot holes, and it's not a perfect movie. There are a couple of, I have to make a leap of faith here.
Mm-hmm.
Billy and the woman he now knows as his mom, they're in a scuffle. He stabs her, leaves the knife in her. She fled. He calls the good cop. Oh my God, I killed my mom. The guy doesn't react to that. You killed your mom?
She's been dead for 14 years.
Yeah, what the hell? That reaction doesn't happen. He's just like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, hold on. I'll be right there. Totally misses that.
I completely overlooked that. That's a very good point.
That's a very strong point.
Now, either he knew the circumstances of Billy's family.
He knew that she was batshit insane.
Yeah.
This is a small town. The detectives probably know everybody.
Or it's an oversight in the writing.
I'm going to chalk it up as extremely clever.
Yeah, I'd like to go that way too, because the movie is well done in every other regard. Now, here's where you could say the slasher movie element comes into play, when it's not really a slasher film, is Billy's on the phone, and the mother gets up.
And attacks him.
And attacks him. At which point, the fireplace poker comes into play, and she gets run through with it.
And then Detective Svenson shows up, and he is damned and determined to kill him a fag, and pulls out his gun and goes for the frontier justice.
Yeah.
Until they overpower him and get the gun away from him, and he's all like, Billy, you ain't got the guts. Give me the gun. And he's all like, oh, I have the guts, all right. Boom, 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 boom. And all of a sudden, Detective Svenson doesn't have guts anymore.
He's dead.
He's dead. He falls to the floor, and Svenson knows how to do a screen death.
Yeah.
He's got that, bleeding out. And the good cop is just like, he doesn't physically do it, but you can see it. The actor is well versed enough in acting. You see the mental. Thank God that's over.
Yay!
He doesn't actually draw his hand across his forehead, but you can see the mental. Good.
He's like, I don't have to deal with my a-hole partner no more. All of us have had a steady diet of cop dramas growing up. So
I have one now.
We get into the heads of the detectives really well because we've watched so many of these cop dramas. And we're like, wait, no, the detective would do this. When, in fact, before cop dramas became really popular, I think audiences might not have grabbed onto that so much.
Yeah. This movie is dated.
Yeah, it
a little
is.
bit, yeah.
It is a little dated.
So do you got anything else Lee, you got to say?
Nope. I'm done.
So, should Nightmare Maker have been on the nasty list?
No.
No.
There's hardly anything in this that's too horribly offensive. I mean,
There's nothing offensive about it, but there is enough in it that makes you go, that is that shock that she just got ran through with a freaking poker.
If Detective Bo Svenson hadn't gotten his comeuppance at the very end of the movie, I think I would have come down a little more heavy on the film. His bigoted ways. If there wasn't some sort of point to having them in there, if they were just color for the character, I think I might have come down heavier on it. I don't think I still would have banned it, but since he got his comeuppance,
yeah, it's just desserts.
It didn't get outright banned. It did get on the No, I don't think it needs to be there at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, this is a pretty harmless movie. So harmless, acquitted, off the list, not on the list at all. Brad, did you like the movie?
Yes, I did. I thought it was a rather enjoyable film. It kept me guessing. It kept a lot of things where you thought you'd figured it out and derailed. You're completely wrong, and I liked that.
So did you like the movie?
I like the movie. It's worth watching. I highly recommend it if somebody wants a film with a bit of suspense and it has a little bit of that, there's some blood. Watch it. You'll like it.
So I went into this movie pretty much blind. I had no idea what I was going to get. And oh my God, I love the hell out of it. I mean, just the opening, and all of a sudden it starts going crazy off the rails. The crazy train just sails off into the distance. And I kept asking myself, where is this going? What's going to happen? Holy shit, is this happening? So yes, I enjoyed the fuck out of this flick. All right, so we love the fuck out of the flick. Thumbs up all around. We'll catch you all next week. And another nasty down. Next week, we start veering back into familiar territory. We're back to cannibal movies. Yay. In the meantime, please tell us what you thought about Nightmare Maker or how much you love cannibal flicks. Drop us an email. The address is thevideonastyproject@gmail.com. And I guess we'll catch you next week for more green hell. Toodles.
Fuck you.
And fuck you!